You guessed it, my face. Something went wrong. So, anybody who's watching my videos know that I've installed the um, Tempest. Now, there's a lot of reviews on the Tempest. Some good, some bad. I think the concept of the Tempest is excellent, and that's why everybody has started all of a sudden to build their own upflow filters. So somewhere, somehow, the idea of the Tempest is excellent. Now, it's not a new idea. The Tempest has been around for a very long time. You look at the people who keep marine aquarium and stuff. They have fluing beds, or people in France use the same system as the Tempest, much bigger, for swimming pools. So the concept of the Tempest has been there for a very long time. Now, Evolution Aqua has developed it for the koi ponds, which is great. However, since I've had it, I've been happy with it. The only thing I was never too sure about was the fact that you can never agitate the media before you open your valve. And that somehow was bothering me. But at the time, I thought it was a great idea. It was a great gadget, let's face it. And because I was in the middle of building this pond and all that, it was hard work, as you know, by myself. But anyway, I bought the Tempest. I was super happy with it. But the agitation was bothering me. Now, recently, I've had the pond now for 2 months, so the Tempest has been running for 2 months. And of course, I've got the new pond syndrome, there's no doubt about it. I've got no ammonia, but I've got a little bit of nitrite, but I mean slight. But I've got a lot of nitrate, which is also fine because it's not at a point where I've got to worry about, but I've got to keep it in check. But anyway, what I've been doing as well is to help the water, and because I've always used it, I've always added the Koi Masters Advantage, and that's Dave from Decoy who's introduced me to that. And I really like it, but I also use the Mediclay, but really occasionally. Only because I'm always worried that the Mediclay is going to affect their gills, because Mediclay is a proper clay, rather than Koi Masters Advantage is not a clay. So in 2 months I've been using once the Koi Masters Advantage, not twice Koi Masters Advantage, and once Mediclay. And my water was never purely clear. When I installed the multi-bay, I thought this is it, this is going to completely clear it. And when I installed the second UV, I thought this is it, I'm going to go back to my crystal clear water. The parameters of the water are still good, right? But there is always that milkiness, and that I wasn't happy about. So everybody in my last videos were saying it's a new pond syndrome, give it time for your media to mature, or that I was cleaning the pod too much, which is probably true. I was cleaning it every single day because I wanted to avoid the new pond syndrome. But there is always that thing that I wasn't too sure about, and I start having a lot of depot at the bottom of the pond. So when the fish were swimming right down at the bottom, I was getting like a cloud of something. Now, the last few days, I wasn't happy with the Tempest. I could see that first when you use clay, this is what I've got to tell you. When you use clay, with the Tempest, when you open the valve, you will hear it's like sand grain. You can hear it. So I was a bit doubtful that the clay was a good idea if you use a Tempest. Now, I decided to take off the Tempest to clean it. So a lot of you probably thought, hallelujah, she's taken off the Tempest. No, I removed the Tempest to clean it because inside I could see there is something not quite right. So I've opened it, removed all the media, because you know you can't unscrew the big white stuff, but you can unscrew the top. So that's what I did. I've unscrewed the top. Now I couldn't video it because my hands are in the water and all that, but I just want to show you something. And that if you use clay and if you do have a Tempest, this is something you need to be aware of. So I'm just gonna show you. Now I know it's probably going to be very difficult on the video, right? But after 3 washes of the media, this is what I'm getting. This is the rubbish that was clogged in the media. So I was going to do a review and a video the other day of Mediclay against the Tempest. Well, there you go, you probably can see the water now. This was clogged to the media. It was acting like really flour around, I don't know, it was like all the Mediclay was attached to the media. Okay, so this is after 3 washes of the media. Now I don't know if you can really see on the video, I've got something white here. Okay, and this is the color of my water. Now there is a slight smell to that water, so there you go. That gives you something to think about. I've got 2 solutions here. Either I remove completely the Tempest, and I am brave enough to build an upflow filter where I can put you know, like a proper line like everybody else have done, an air line where you can agitate the media properly and then drain it. But with the Tempest, it doesn't agitate enough. The water goes out immediately, bubbles a bit, and then it comes out. So there you go. This is after 3 washes, so I'll let you guess what was in the first one and second one. And this is the difference now. This is the difference of the water clarity without that clay that was in the Tempest. So there you go. So there's still a lot of debris at the bottom, I can see that. So what I'm going to do now is hoover the pond. And there you go. So I hope that's helped people. There you go, the platinum orgone now is right at the bottom. I hope this has helped people. I really hope so. One thing I know is I will never use clay again. All the time I'm running in the Tempest.